Right, let's jump into another deep dive. Today we're going headfirst into crypto land, using headlines straight from the future, February 6th, 2025.
Wow, 2025.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff. We'll cover the gamut, from Trump's crypto venture to massive security breaches and all those wild regulatory twists and turns.
It's crazy how much crypto changes in a single day, you know? These headlines are a perfect snapshot of how volatile, how innovative, and sometimes how downright strange this space can be.
It really is. Feels like trying to wrestle a greased pig sometimes. One minute we're talking about former presidents minting their own coins. The next we're knee-deep in global crypto heists.
That's crypto for you.
So let's start with the big one, the one sending shockwaves through both the political and financial worlds, Trump's Trump-P coin.
Now that's a headline grabber for sure. It is raising some eyebrows. I mean, think about it. A former president using his name and influence to launch a cryptocurrency, that's unheard of.
It is.
This isn't just another meme coin. It brings up some serious questions about the lines between personal profit and political power getting blurred.
Blurry lines indeed. Imagine politicians funding campaigns, maybe even influencing voters with their own digital currency. It's a bit unnerving, to say the least. What could this do to elections and campaign finance laws?
Well, we could see challenges to the current campaign finance rules, like could donating to a candidate's cryptocurrency be seen as a political contribution? Would we need limits on how much a candidate can personally profit from their coin? It's all uncharted territory.
It's like we're watching a live experiment unfold, and the outcome, who knows? And since we're on the topic of controversial government moves, there's this buzz about Operation Choke Point 2.0. Sounds a little ominous, doesn't it? Can you break it down?
Well, the rumor mill's churning with talk that the U.S. government is trying to quietly limit crypto businesses' access to regular banking services. People are drawing parallels to Operation Choke Point back in the 2010s, where the government leaned on banks to cut ties with businesses they considered high risk.
Interesting. So is this a case of the government overstepping its boundaries? Or is there a valid reason for concern about crypto mixing with the traditional financial system?
It's a complicated issue with solid arguments on both sides. Some say these tactics stifle innovation and might push crypto development overseas. They'd rather see a hands-off approach, letting the market figure things out on its own.
Right.
Others argue that strong regulations are essential to stop things like money laundering and to protect people from scams.
Yeah, I see that side too.
It boils down to how much government involvement is deemed appropriate in this ever-changing space.
It's a tough balancing act, that's for sure. And speaking of illegal activities, looks like those North Korean hackers are back in the news.
Unfortunately, yes. Reports say that the Lazarus Group, those hackers often linked to North Korea, have stolen a whopping $659 million in cryptocurrency in 2024 alone.
Wow.
We're talking massive heists, hitting big exchanges like India's WazirX and Japan's DM Bitcoin.
Those numbers are staggering. What does this tell us about the state of security in the crypto world? Are exchanges doing enough to protect their users' funds?
These incidents definitely highlight the vulnerability of crypto exchanges, even with all the progress in blockchain technology.
For sure.
It's like a constant arms race against these sophisticated hackers who are always looking for weaknesses to exploit.
Yeah.
While a lot of exchanges are pouring money into security, these attacks show there's still a long way to go.
It's a good reminder that security is still paramount, even in the decentralized world of crypto. And it's not just the big splashy hacks that are making headlines. Everyday folks are falling victim to scams too.
Very true. One that caught my eye involved scammers pocketing $2.2 million by sending out bogus job offers through text messages. They target people eager for remote work, promising big salaries, then tricking them into sending cryptocurrency to fake addresses.
It's the classic phishing scam, but with a crypto twist.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes how careful you have to be and to do your homework before sending cryptocurrency to anyone. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement and the dream of making a quick buck that we forget about basic online safety. Remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Absolutely. It's so important for people to educate themselves about common scams and how to stay safe online.
Definitely.
Simple things like always double-checking website addresses, being wary of messages that come out of the blue, and never, ever sharing your private keys with anyone can make a big difference.
Solid advice. And it seems like the legal system is finally starting to catch up with some of the bad actors in the crypto space. There's that case where a lawyer's conviction was upheld in a massive $400 million crypto scam.
That's a landmark case for sure. It sends a clear signal that authorities are serious about cracking down on crypto fraud, and there are serious repercussions for those who engage in it.
Absolutely.
This particular case was a complex scheme where investors were completely misled about what they were investing in, and it ended up costing people a lot of money.
It's a stark reminder that while there's immense opportunity in the crypto world, there are also significant risks. It's crucial to be aware of both sides of the coin.
I agree.
It's not all Lambos and moon landings, right?
Right.
But it's not all doom and gloom either. Even big names like Nike are diving into the space, although not always with success.
Yeah, Nike's Web3 fashion brand, RTFKT, is shutting down. It is surprising to see a brand that was pushing the boundaries of digital fashion and NFTs like that stumble.
Stumble they did.
They were known for their virtual sneakers and collectibles that you could wear in online worlds, but it seems they had trouble turning that buzz into a sustainable business.
This is where it gets really interesting for me. What went wrong with RTKT? Was it just the hype dying down, or were there deeper problems?
Well, a few things probably played a part in their closure. The whole NFT market has been on a roller coaster ride, making it harder to maintain long-term value and interest in NFT projects. Plus, there's the legal maze around intellectual property rights in the digital world. Figuring out ownership and usage rights for digital assets is still a work in progress.
It sounds like the clash between traditional industries and the world of digital assets is creating a bit of a legal and logistical minefield. And speaking of challenges in the NFT space, the Australian Open's NFT project didn't fare too well either.
Oh, that's right. They're art ball NFTs, the ones linked to specific points on the tennis court during the tournament, saw their value plummet. Some lost as much as 90% of their original value.
Ouch.
Makes you wonder about the long-term viability and perceived value of those novelty NFTs. Are they really collectible assets or just a passing fad?
That's the million-dollar question. And then there's DraftKings settling a $65 million lawsuit with the NFL Players Association over using player likenesses in their NFTs. Seems like everyone's still trying to figure out the rules of the game when it comes to digital ownership and rights.
Exactly. We're watching established industries collide head-on with the rapidly evolving world of digital assets, and the legal frameworks are still catching up. The question of who owns the rights to digital representations of athletes and how players should be paid for their likeness in the digital world, those are just a couple of the big issues being debated. And in the middle of all this, there's been a potentially big shift at the SEC. They've reassigned their top crypto litigator, leading to speculation about their regulatory approach.
Ooh, now that's interesting. What are people saying about this move?
Well, some see it as a sign that the SEC might be leaning towards a softer approach to crypto regulation.
Could be a game changer. A more relaxed SEC could really open things up for the crypto industry.
Yeah, it could. But we can't forget that the SEC's main job is to protect investors and make sure the markets are fair. So even if they ease up a bit, it's not going to be a free-for-all. There will still be rules, still regulations to follow.
Of course, oversight is key to preventing fraud and manipulation. But a more balanced approach could definitely encourage innovation and attract more people to crypto.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance, helping the industry grow while keeping investors safe. But beyond the SEC, there's another development that shows how intertwined crypto is becoming with the global economy. Ethereum's performance in light of those recent tariff announcements.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Ethereum took a bigger hit than Bitcoin, which surprised me. I always thought Ethereum was more resilient, less tied to those traditional market forces. What do you make of that?
Well, it shows that even decentralized assets can be affected by global events. It challenges the idea that crypto is a separate, self-contained financial system. The lines are getting blurred.
So you're saying it's all connected, even in the crypto world?
That's right. And as crypto becomes more integrated into the global economy, it's going to be subject to the same forces that shape traditional markets, geopolitics, regulation, investor sentiment. We can't look at it in a vacuum anymore.
Makes sense. But what exactly caused Ethereum to react so strongly to those tariff announcements? Was it something to do with specific projects or companies that were affected?
It's hard to say for sure, but one theory is that Ethereum, because its focus on decentralized applications and smart contracts, is more closely linked to real-world uses and industries that could be directly impacted by tariffs.
Interesting.
Like, imagine supply chain applications built on Ethereum. They could see their costs go up because of tariffs, which could affect their profits and then, in turn, the value of Ether.
Right.
This is different from Bitcoin, which is often seen more as a store of value or like digital gold. and so it might be less sensitive to those immediate economic ups and downs.
So this could be a sign of what's to come as Ethereum's role in the global economy grows. It's fascinating and maybe a little bit unsettling to see these connections emerge. We've covered a lot of ground today, from political meme coins to government crackdowns, security breaches, crazy scams, legal battles, and even hints that regulations might be changing. Whew, it's a lot to digest.
It really does paint a picture of a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. And that's what makes crypto so captivating. It's always pushing boundaries and challenging conventional thinking.
So if we step back for a minute, what are the big takeaways from today's deep dive? What does it all mean for the average person trying to navigate this wild world of crypto?
I think the overarching theme is one of growing pains. Crypto is still a relatively young and experimental technology. We're seeing the volatility, the risks, the uncertainties that come with that. It's like watching a teenager go through a growth spurt. Awkward, unpredictable, but with tons of potential.
It really is the Wild West out there.
In many ways, yes. But even with all the chaos, there's incredible innovation happening, drawing some of the brightest minds from all sorts of fields.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
Not at all. Crypto is here to stay. I'm convinced of that. It's not going away anytime soon. But it is going through a period of intense transformation as it matures and finds its place in the world.
This is where I get excited. Because if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out on a major historical shift.
You got that right. We're witnessing the birth of a new financial paradigm. And just like any birth, it's messy, unpredictable, full of surprises. But it's also incredibly exciting to see it all unfold.
It feels like we're just getting started. What's next for crypto? Will it be shaped by innovation, by regulation, or maybe a delicate balance of both?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it'll be a delicate dance. Innovation will keep driving the technology forward, pushing the limits of what's possible.
But regulators will be right there trying to keep things in check.
Exactly. They'll be working to set clear rules, protect investors, prevent illegal activity, and make sure the market is stable. It's a complex interplay between innovation and regulation that will ultimately determine crypto's path.
So it's not a question of if crypto will succeed, but how it will succeed. And that how depends on technological advancements, regulatory frameworks, and maybe most importantly, the choices we make as individuals and as a society.
Well said. The future of crypto isn't set in stone. It's a story we're all writing together.
It's like we're collectively writing the next chapter in the story of money.
Exactly. And the pen is still very much in our hands.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all this. It's a lot to take in.
It is. But that's the beauty of these deep dives, isn't it? We get to explore these complex topics together, trying to sift through all the noise and make sense of it all.
And sometimes the biggest takeaway is realizing just how much we still don't know. But that's all right, right? The unknown is where the adventure is.
Well said. The unknown is fertile ground for curiosity, exploration, and ultimately discovery.
I'm curious, what stood out to you as the most surprising or thought-provoking headline from this batch? Honestly, for me, it was that story about the SEC moving their top crypto lawyer. It seems like a small change, but it could have a huge impact across the whole crypto scene.
Yeah, no, I agree. That one is definitely a head-scratcher. It speaks to that ongoing struggle, trying to balance innovation with regulation that protects investors and keeps the market stable. The big question is, what direction will the SEC actually go in?
Exactly. Will they take a more hands-off approach and let the crypto market grow with minimal interference? Or will they clamp down and bring crypto in line with those traditional financial regulations? The answer could be make or break for crypto's future.
Oh, absolutely. A more relaxed approach could lead to explosive growth, lots of experimentation, but it could also open the door to more scams and market manipulation.
Right.
On the flip side, stricter regulations might make things feel more stable and legitimate, but could stifle innovation and push development to other countries. It's a delicate balance, and regulators around the world are wrestling with it.
Feels like we're at a turning point, The choices made today are going to shape the crypto world for years to come. But even with all the uncertainty, one thing's for sure. Crypto is here to stay.
I couldn't agree more. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just dipping your toes into the crypto waters, it's a force to be reckoned with. And it goes beyond just the technology itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's about those underlying principles. Decentralization, transparency, and individual empowerment. That's what crypto represents.
It's almost like a social movement as much as a technological one.
Yeah.
It's shaking things up, questioning the way things have always been done, offering a different vision for how finance, maybe even society itself, could function.
You hit the nail on the head. Crypto has the potential to disrupt not just finance, but art, gaming, music, all kinds of industries. We're already seeing it with NFTs and the metaverse taking off.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the possibilities.
Right.
But we can't forget that with any new technology, there are going to be growing pains. We saw the dark side of crypto today, too, the scams, the hacks, the volatility. It's a good reminder that there are risks in this space.
Couldn't agree more. It's essential to approach crypto with a healthy dose of caution and skepticism. Don't get swept up in the hype. Do your research. Really try to understand the technology and be aware of the potential traps. But, don't let fear hold you back either.
That's a good point. As with any investment, knowledge is key. The more you know about crypto, the better equipped you'll be to navigate this crazy, ever-changing world.
That's it. And remember, we're just at the beginning. The crypto story is still unfolding. Who knows what twists and turns are coming next?
That's what makes it so exciting, right? We're all part of this huge experiment shaping the future of finance and tech.
We are.
So to everyone listening, stay curious, stay informed, and hold on tight. This crypto roller coaster's got a lot more twists and turns left.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time for us to hop off this wild ride. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of cryptocurrency.
We'll catch you next time as we take another plunge into the depths of knowledge. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.